So this is for demonstration purposes only. Everybody will get different results according on what they use. Here I've got a Trublox polycarbonate wet sanding block with 3M 1000 grit paper. Alright, so after I went over this section with 1000 grit and my hard block, I put white guide coat, and I'm going to go over it with 1500 so that I can get the 1000 grit scratches out. Alright, so I went over this panel with 1500 grit, and you can see right there how the white guide coat will lay in the 1000 grit scratches. All right, so I went over this panel or this area with 1500, and now I have got a little old bitty Durablock that I have cut, shortened up, and I'll wet this down and go over it with 2000 and get rid of those 1500 scratches. All right, so I've went over it now with 2000. Now I'm getting ready to apply just a little bit of water to my Trizact 3000 pad, and I'll go over it with that. All right, after going over this area with the 3M Trizact, you can see that it will put a light sheen back on it. Just a little bit of soap on your Trizact, and that's what it will give you. It actually will give you results. A lot of people just use them maybe with too much water, too much solution, and they maybe run the speed too high, and you can't feel the pad biting or sanding. But if you just take your time, you can actually feel it, and you can see by the sheen there, it really does work. All right, so now we're at 3000 level, and what I've got here is a clean 3M wool pad, and I'm going to use some CSI polish. As you can see, if you are in 3000 grit before you start compounding, it will shine up rather quickly. Using a wool pad will put light swirl marks in it, scratches in it. So let's get those out. Got what they call a heavy cut foam pad, and I'll use 3 drops. Of the CSI, just like that. Got 4 speeds on it. It starts off at 1.5. You just massage it in, and then you let it roll. Clean that off, and I'll shine the light back on it. See how much clearer that is now. Soft foam pad that will go on, and that will be the finished polishing. Like I said, one direction is the way I like to wipe my black, because even if it does put a light scratch in it, it will be straight. So let's see what we got now. So let's recap this. Right here's what I began with. This fender's been in storage for a while. It's been painted a while, but that's what I started with. Rough, dirty from being in the building. I washed and cleaned it up, but still, it's just stuck to the clear coat. And then that's what I've got now. Can't wipe the dust off of it quick enough. But 1000 grit on a hard block. And then I use white guide coat, rub it in good. That way, when I switch to 1500 grit on a hard block, it will show me that I've gotten the 1000 grit scratches out. Then I go to a 2000 grit on a soft block, or what I call a DuraBlock. It's firmer than what this is considered a soft block. I just use it to squeegee away my slurry. But the DuraBlock is a little firmer. Then I go to the 3000 Trizact. Then I cut my first compounding with a heavy cut and a wool pad. And then I go to a heavy cut foam pad on the orbital with CSI. And then I finish up with a soft pad on the orbital with CSI. And you can see the results. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but you could actually cut it on down more. You could start with 800. I have actually done it on 800, but I mean, you can see the reflection is pretty good. That's what I started with. That's what I ended up with. And so maybe this will help somebody out. Y'all have a great day.